Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Giggity. Real name is Mark. And in today's video, we are going to be ranking all, that's all with 3 capital letters, 53 tactical / marksman rifles in Call of Duty history. We have done ranking all 100 plus pistols. We have ranked all 170 plus SMGs. Now today, we are going to a little bit of a smaller class and ranking all 53 of the tactical / marksman rifles in Call of Duty history. First off, before anything, I want to thank you guys massively for 1,000 subscribers. At the time of recording this, I went to sleep last night with 997. Today I woke up and I'm at, well, I didn't wake up and it was like this, but as of right now, I'm at 1,059. In less than 24 hours, you guys subscribed. 60 plus people subscribed to this channel. That is insane, and I want to give the biggest thank you of my entire freaking lifetime to you guys. You are blowing this channel up. It is absolutely insane. For those who don't know, I do have 3 other channels and they're all bigger than this one, but it took way longer to get to the point that I'm at with this channel on every one of those channels. So the Call of Duty community is really pulling through, man, and I couldn't thank you guys enough. That is awesome. Either way, if you don't care about any of the disclaimers for this video, please skip to the timestamp that I put on the screen now, because we're about to go over the disclaimers. Don't get mad though when you ask a question in the comments that I answer right here. First off, in order for these weapons to be in this class, it has to either be in a tactical, marksman, DMR, or even, yes, the battle rifles from MW2 and MW3 to count in this video. I know somebody's going to be like, well, battle rifles are closer to assault rifles than they are tactical rifles. I don't even necessarily agree with that. I think they're equally as close, and the assault rifles video is obviously already going to be stupidly long, so I don't want to include more entries into the assault rifles videos, and so we're including them here. Sorry if you get mad about that, man. Also, I am not a professional player in the slightest bit. I'm just a casual guy giving his opinions. I wouldn't say I'm average, you know, I think I'm above average, but I don't think I am good in any way. So yeah, just keep that in mind, man. I'm just a casual guy. I have an average amount of time played on each one of these games. I have average skill level, so yeah, I might get some things wrong, or maybe you're gonna, well, actually you're 100% going to disagree with me. There are 53 entries. It is quite literally impossible to agree on every single one of these, so just keep that in mind, man. I say that in every one of these videos, but sometimes I do get some of the younger guys being like, this guy's an idiot. Like, all right, bro, it's just my opinion. I don't really know how I could be stupid about an opinion that I have. Either way, not every game actually has a tactical rifles class, so those will obviously be left out. The tactical rifles first became its own separate class in Call of Duty Ghosts. However, right after COD Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, BO3, Infinite Warfare, World War II, all did not bring back the tactical rifles class. It came back in Black Ops 4, and then since then it has been a class ever since. And so that means that there's only 8 games in Call of Duty history with a tactical rifles class in them, obviously, which is the reason why it's such a low number class. Only 53 weapons. That's going to be probably less than the launchers. That's going to be probably, well, 100% going to be less than the melees. It's a small class is what I'm trying to say, and I think it is actually probably the smallest class, besides, unless you count obviously battle rifles as their own class. Besides those, easily the smallest class in any one of these videos, so yeah, keep that in mind. Also, we're only going to be doing one of these videos not very often because they do take a while, obviously, to make. I just want to make that abundantly clear before we get into this. Before you expect this to be like a recurring series and you're going to see me ranking the sniper rifles or shotguns or LMGs next in 2 days, that's not going to happen. We're going to have to obviously fill in the missing spaces with other videos, but I work on these ones usually in the backgrounds while I work on other ones because they are so large, they take up a lot of time, and so yeah, I can't get them out every other day. So keep that in mind. The next time that we see a ranking all weapons in a certain class video, might be a week from now, might be 2 weeks from now, who knows, but it will happen. Don't worry, we'll get it done eventually. Also, these are only multiplayer tactical rifles. That means no campaign only weapons, no zombies only weapons, no specialist abilities, no kill streaks, none of that stuff. Just as long as it is a primary weapon that you can apply in a class, and it's in the tactical rifles or marksman rifles or DMRs or battle rifles class, that is the only weapons that are going to be included here. Otherwise, it's just going to get too confusing and too stupid. Either way, we're splitting it up into 6 tiers: the awful tier, bad tier, average tier, good tier, amazing tier, and the best tier. And song of the day is called One Big Country Song by Low Cash. Obviously, it's a country song. I like country music around this time of year, man. It's nice outside, cruising down the street in my 6'4" with the windows rolled down, listening to some country music. It's just Ooh, so nice. I don't care. I don't care if it's not cool to like country music. I like country music, man. I like all kinds of music, and country music is one of them. So go give this a listen if you do like country music. Without further ado, sorry for wasting 5 whole minutes of your time if you actually watched through all those disclaimers. But without further ado, let's get right into it with number 53, my least favorite tactical / marksman rifle in Call of Duty history. And that is the easiest decision of my entire life because it's one of my least favorite guns in Call of Duty history, the LMS from Modern Warfare 22. I went in my Modern Warfare 22 ranking video where I for those who don't know, I ranked every gun in every Call of Duty game, and in my MW22 one I put the LMS below even the launchers, and people were like, okay, you're exaggerating. I'll be honest, I was exaggerating, but I don't care. For some reason, me and the LMS just don't click. We do not get along. There's just I can't stand this gun with a burning freaking passion, man. I hate it so much. I already don't like marksman rifles. Yeah, I should have mentioned that in the intro, but I'm not a big marksman rifle guy. It's not my personal playstyle. It's more of a slow playstyle. I like playing fast. I like SMGs, quick scoping with snipers, and sometimes ARs if they're light enough. And the LMS in particular feels so slow, feels like it does no damage. It is just not my speed at all. I freaking hate it. Coming in at 52nd though, actually does deserve to be down here because it's just bad. It's the crossbow from Modern Warfare 2019. Yeah, this is what I mean. There's obviously a ton of crossbows in Call of Duty history, but there's only 2 in this entire list because a lot of Call of Duties, they put crossbows into weird spots. Like World War II puts the crossbow in the freaking launcher spot, and obviously in a lot of the games without a specials class or a tactical rifles class, my bad, they just put it in the specials class, so like Black Ops 3. So there's only 2. I do think the crossbow from MW19 is slightly worse than the other one, but realistically speaking, they're exactly the same. Wow, would you look at that Jackson Storm coming in at 51st place, barely missing out on the top 50, is going to the crossbow from Modern Warfare 22. 2 Modern Warfare 22 guns already, but don't worry, there's a ton of Modern Warfare 22 and Modern Warfare 23. Well, not really as many Modern Warfare 23, but there's a ton of Modern Warfare 22 weapons on this list, so don't worry, we still have a lot of those to go. But yeah, it's just a crossbow yet again. It feels a little bit faster, a little bit more reliable, a little bit easier to use in MW22 than it does in MW19, but overall, they're probably the exact same model. I wouldn't be surprised if they quite literally copy-pasted the exact same asset from MW19 and put it into MW22. However, my little cutie, breaking its way into the top 50. Yeah, we still got a lot to go here. This is going to be a longer video than I expected. Like, I'm now in my mastery rankings video, which was 78 camos, I was like, oh, okay, let's just get this done. Let's get this out of the way. I just started at like a random time. Didn't really set aside an hour or anything because I'm so, my like depiction of how long a YouTube video should be is so messed up ever since my SMG ranking video. Ever since then, I'm just like, these are short, but this is probably gonna be long. Either way, it's the DM10 from Call of Duty Black Ops 6. No real reason why it's down here besides the fact that I just freaking hate it, man. I don't understand why you would ever use this over any other tactical rifle in Black Ops 6. And then on top of that, is it like horrible? Definitely not. Like, it has like no recoil. That's pretty good. It's obviously really slow handling. That's kind of the whole point of tactical rifles. But on top of all of that, man, it's ugly. This is such an horribly ugly, boring looking gun. It's like the most basic gun of all time. Speaking of ugly guns, I don't know how Call of Duty didn't learn, because it's going to 49th place is going to the SVU from Call of Duty Ghosts. The SVU AS was in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 as a sniper rifle, and it was by far everybody's least favorite sniper rifle. Everyone used the ballista, maybe the DSR 50, and then very, very rarely you'll see the XPR 50 guy running around, but no one ever used the SVU AS unless it was to get the headshots, to get the camo. And I don't know why they decided to bring it back. I don't get it. I don't know why whatsoever. It still kind of handles like a sniper rifle too in COD Ghosts. It's one of the slowest tactical rifles in that game. It probably is the slowest tactical rifle in that game, actually. And it looks horrendous. It's bad. It's not fun. And we all have bad memories with it from Black Ops 2 as well. So it's just stupid. Alright, but coming in at 48th place is the first battle rifle of this list. There's obviously a couple of these, and this one is easily the worst in my opinion. It's the Sidewinder from MW23. I remember in my MW23 ranking video, I obviously ranked the Sidewinder pretty low because I have what's called a brain, and I got a couple comments of people actually being like, oh my god, this guy just doesn't know how to play with the Sidewinder. No, I do. No, I know exactly how to play with the Sidewinder. Sit in a hiding spot that's 50 miles off of the B flag and wait for one guy to pop into your line of sight every match, just so you can get your one single kill with the slowest firing weapon in Call of Duty history that does absolutely no damage and has a ridiculous amount of recoil, especially for Modern Warfare 3 where every gun has no recoil. That's how you're supposed to play with the Sidewinder. But I'm sorry, buddy, I don't want to play like that. That is the worst playstyle of all time, and you could do that with any gun. Sorry for getting mad. But yeah, the Sidewinder defenders you're coping. The Sidewinder sucks. 47th place is going to the KVD Enforcer from Modern Warfare 23. Not much better than the Sidewinder, but at least it like knows what it is. The Sidewinder is like an insult too as well, because obviously you have the MCW, and the MCW is a pretty freaking good gun that looks exactly like it. It's like the same company that last two Modern Warfare games kind of did that. They like acted like they had like these fake companies like Lockman and all these stupid stuff. And they did it in this game in MW23, and the Sidewinder was just kind of an insult. KVD Enforcer at least knows what it's trying to be. These are clear tactical rifle weapons. They look boring. They are boring. They're not fun. They're extremely slow. It feels slower to handle the KVD Enforcer than it does the CAT AMR, which is like the slowest sniper in the game. And so it just feels, yeah, just way too slow. Again, I guess for that style of play, it would be this gun would have been better in MW22. Let's just leave it at that. It would have been a lot better in that game. MW3 though, way too fast paced. And coming in at 46th place, the last entry for the awful tier, before we get into the bad tier, is going to the IA-2 from Call of Duty Ghosts. This one actually kind of reminds me of a Lockman style weapon, like the LMS or Lockman 556 or Lockman 762s. It kind of reminds me of that. It kind of looks like one of those, but in terms of actually using it, nay, I'm not using it. As a matter of fact, I'm just not going to use any Call of Duty Ghost Marksman rifle, because why would you? But this one in particular, I'm not. There were people online that, when I was like looking this, because every time I make one of these videos, even though I do know what I'm talking about, obviously I refresh my memory, man. I can't remember do you actually think every YouTuber remembers every single gun and how it is and everything like that? Obviously that's not true. And so yeah, when I was looking up the IA-2 to see what the community was saying, there were people saying that it's one of the better DMRs in COD Ghosts. I don't agree with that in the slightest bit. I'm sorry, I don't. It's bad. All right, but now we are into the bad tier. So the guns in this tier, you're not using. You shouldn't use them, but at least you're not going to want to quite literally punch yourself in the face 17 times in a row, just because you have to use them to get camos or whatever. They'll be fine, you know what I'm saying? And coming in at 45th place, the first one for the bad tier is going to the M1 Garand in Call of Duty Vanguard. The M1 Garand, honestly speaking, has never really been that great of a gun. It was okay in World War II, though. I'll give it credit where credit is due. It was fine in that game. Black Ops 3, it sucked. Infinite Warfare, it sucked. World at War, it sucked. It sucked in Vanguard. It was just, why would you ever use the M1 Garand in Vanguard when there are significantly better semi-auto rifle guns in this game? It's just too slow. The problem with advanced movements and making the movement faster in every single COD is guns like these just get outclassed now. Coming in at 44th place, I don't care, man. I don't care. Like, people are gonna be like, no, it's actually pretty strong. I don't care. It's the Type 63 from Black Ops Cold War. It's your starting DMR actually in that game. So is the M1 Garand in Vanguard, by the way. Actually, I'm pretty sure the KVD Enforcer is as well, and as in MW23, so maybe I should have mentioned that earlier. But either way, it's not fun. It's not a fun gun to use in the slightest bit. And in my opinion, the DMR-14, which is the other semi-auto tactical rifle in Black Ops Cold War, is clearly the better option. And even then, you still probably shouldn't use the DMR-14. If you're going to use a tactical rifle, use the AUG, use the M16, use the Carve 2. There's no reason to use these guns. 43rd place, I will give it credit where credit is due. It has one good thing going for it, and that's the headshot potential. It's the Sarkov 7.62, or it's just 7.62, in Black Ops 6. It's the other semi-auto marksman rifle in Black Ops 6. It looks kind of cool. I also want to say that. It's like a cooler SVU. Bullpup tac rifles, I think those are kind of cool. And like I said, the one-shot headshot potential with the Sarkov is super satisfying. Getting gold for the Sarkov was actually one of, if not the easiest gun to get gold in all of Black Ops 6. When I got, for those who don't know, it's a subtle flex, but I got dark matter in BO6, that's right. And the Sarkov was one of the easiest. You don't need to go in hardcore, just play core, line up your headshots, and one-shot them in the head. It was really satisfying to do that. Otherwise, though, it has a cap fire rate, really slow handling, and just not good enough in BO6. Coming in at 42nd doesn't really feel much better than the M1 Garand, but it's the G43 from Call of Duty Vanguard. It's obviously the Gewehr 43. What kind of confuses me is, like, I understand copyright issues, right? That's the reason why they don't name the guns the way that, like, the names that they used to. Like, Desert Eagles back in Call of Duty are now named .50 GS. Like, the reason why they do that is because of copyright issues, so I get that. But how come they can, like, get away with M1 Garand, but not the Gewehr 43? Unless this is also a name for that gun and I just don't know it, and I sound like an idiot right now, and a gun nut is going to tell me in the comments that I deserve to die. But otherwise, it looks like they obviously just tried to, like, name it something different for copyright reasons. Either way, the gun itself isn't that much great. It pretty much just feels exactly like the M1 Garand, but with a slightly better fire rate, and it's not good enough. Again, coming in at 41st place, barely missing out on the top 40, is going to the EBR-14 from MW22, Modern Warfare 22. And this gun would be fine if there wasn't another gun. I'll just say it. The SO-14. Dude, In what realm are you ever using the EBR-14 over the SO-14? The only reason why you should use the EBR-14 is because in order to unlock the SO-14, you have to level up the EBR-14. That's the only reason why you should ever use it. And then the second you get the SO-14, it's literally a full auto version of this exact gun. It's just better in every single way. And then on top of that, it's not even an original gun. Like, we're going to talk about it very shortly. Because breaking its way, I'm not even excited to say breaking. Do you see how fast I said breaking there? I said it so quickly because I'm not even excited to say it. Breaking its way into the top 40 is the EBR-14 from MW19. This is what I meant. This is the exact same gun. Again, it's probably a crossbow scenario. Oh, something I forgot to mention with the crossbows earlier, by the way. Even though those are obviously one of the lowest weapons on my list, and I do think they're one of the most awful tactical rifles in Call of Duty history, obviously, I do understand that those guns, the crossbows, are obviously there for fun. You know what I mean? Like, crossbows are not obviously meant to, and Call of Duty needs that. Every Call of Duty needs guns that are added to have fun with them and to get funny clips and funny moments and stuff like that, just to wind down and play. You know what I mean? And so I get that. I just want to make that abundantly clear before people comment and get mad at me. Either way, yeah, the EBR-14 and MW19 felt a lot better because MW19 was a lot slower, but on top of that, it's at least original, whereas the EBR-14 and MW22 is probably the exact same asset. Coming in at the wonderful number 39 spot, and it's probably a lot higher than you guys expected it to be, and honestly it was a little bit higher than I expected it to be. It's the MCW 6.8 from MW23. This is one of like the bad ones, you know what I mean? Not a lot of people like the MCW in MW23, and that makes sense. It's just not great. It's really, really bad. However, I do think it's a lot better than people give it credit for. I don't think it's like the worst DMR in COD history. I just think it's a little weak, and it's MW23 again has that problem. A lot of the DMRs, a lot of the slower handling weapons in this game doesn't feel good enough because the game is so fast paced, it's so movement based, that MCW single fire weapons are just not it. They're not going to cut it. And yeah, coming in at 38th place feels exactly the same. It's the MTZ Interceptor from MW23. As a matter of fact, if you like put a controller in my hand but blindfolded me and told me to run around the map and feel the vibrations of the controller and listen to the sounds of these guns, but without looking at them, which gun am I holding? I would not be able to tell you the difference. The MCW 6.8 and the MTZ Interceptor are two peas in a pod to me, man. These things are the exact same weapon. The MTZ Interceptor does feel like it fires a little bit faster. Feels like it has a lot better headshot, like one-shot headshot potential as well than the MCW. And I also kind of vibe with the iron sights of the MTZ Interceptor. Not that you're going to use iron sights on a tactical rifle, but still, I do kind of vibe with them a little bit. So I put it one spot higher, but realistically, these guns are exactly the same. They just look different. And coming in at 37th place, yeah, even though it was the first game to put in tactical rifles, it was definitely one of the weaker games with their tactical rifles because it's the MK14 EBR from Call of Duty Ghosts. It's the EBR-14 that we were just talking about. Would you look at all you? But in COD Ghosts, the first time that they added it. It feels better in COD Ghosts than it does in MW19 and MW22, obviously, because COD Ghosts is a lot slower paced, but it's still a freaking semi-auto DMR in a game where everybody's just going to mow you down with a thermal M27. Or there's no real reason to ever use this. If you're at range, LMGs will do the trick, or snipers. If you're close up in quarters, you're getting absolutely bombarded by freaking SMGs and ARs. Like, it's just not, they just weren't a good enough class in Ghosts. And coming in at 36th place, however, I think was a perfect game for this class because it's going to the Auger DMR from Black Ops 4. This is the first time that we've seen a Black Ops 4 tactical rifle on this list, and again, that's because I do think Black Ops 4 is like the perfect style, perfect speed of a game where tactical rifles actually make sense to use, and the Auger DMR is a fine semi-auto tactical rifle, and that's saying something because I don't like semi-auto guns, like you guys heard me say probably 5,000 times by now. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of them, and I actually didn't mind using the Auger DMR. It's a fine weapon. It's definitely not good, and it's not on pace with the other Black Ops 4 tactical rifles for sure, but it still feels pretty solid and okay. 35th place is really only here because I think it's so cool. The SVT-40 from Call of Duty Vanguard. See what I mean, dude? Why is the Gewehr 43 called the G43, but they can call it the SVT-40 for the SVT-4? I don't understand that. Either way, in terms of semi-auto rifles, I've always been a big fan of the design of the SVT-40. I don't know why, I just kind of like it. It looks so simple, but so satisfying. And so, realistically speaking, probably it feels exactly the same as the G43 and the M1 Garand. I didn't really play too much Vanguard, as you guys know. I'm trying to play it now and trying to get some time in it now, but I still haven't gotten to the DMRs yet. But I didn't really play a lot when it came out, so I don't really know what I'm talking about too much here. But again, I guarantee they're not that much different, and I think the SVT-40 is the coolest, so it's going the highest of the three. And coming in at 34th place, talk about it. Well, I was going to say talk about a letdown, but is it really a letdown? Because it's going to the TR2 from Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's obviously based off of an FAL, the FAL. And the reason why I said is it a letdown is because I was thinking of the FAL OSW when I first thought of it, which is obviously one of the best guns in Black Ops 2. Sleeper gun, dude, by the way. Like, everybody talks about the MSMC, the Ballista. Even, like, the Scar H, I would say, gets like more praise than the freaking FAL OSW. The AN-94, the MAA-1, those guns get praised. The Scorpion Evo MP7, and I think the FAL OSW is the best. Either way, I was thinking about that gun, but then I realized that every other version of the FAL has been butt cheeks, so it's not really a letdown. It's kind of just exactly how every other version of the FAL has been. It's a semi-auto gun in BO6. It feels like a good combo of the Sarkov and the DM10, where it's like it's cooler to use in the DM10. It feels more like fast-paced in the DM10, and is a lot faster paced in the Sarkov. But it doesn't have as much damage as the Sarkov. I do think it's the best of the semi-autos in BO6 though. And coming in at 33rd place, and the final one for the bad tier, before we get into the average tier, is going to the SKS from MW19. I promise, by the way, guys, it's going to get more entertaining as this list goes on. Usually my lists are actually kind of the other way around, because obviously the awful ones are more fun to talk about because you can just bash on them and just let your mind loose. But yeah, no, this one should be a little bit more interesting as we go on, because tactical rifles are so different. There are bolt action tac rifles, 3-round burst tac rifles, full auto battle rifles that are in this list, and then obviously the semi-auto ones. Recently we've been talking obviously a lot about mainly just the semi-auto ones, but we will obviously get into some of the 3-round bursts, so I promise it'll get more interesting from here on out. Either way, the SKS and MW19 was actually a DLC marksman rifle that I didn't even know existed until I went back to play MW19. I used it and it just felt so freaking bad, man. I just don't get the point in using semi-auto DMRs in modern COD anymore. However, coming in at 32nd place, and the first one for the average tier, and the first game to fall, unfortunately, because it just didn't have the best tactic rifles. It's the MR28 from Call of Duty Ghosts. In my opinion, it is the best of the Call of Duty Ghosts tactical rifles. For those who are sitting there scratching your heads right now, like, where's the VKS? Where's the Maverick A2? Those are actually sniper rifles, so sorry, but yeah, they weren't in here. Either way, the MR28 does feel the best. It also looks kind of, like, really, like, realistic, I feel like. Like, I don't know, I just feel like a Navy SEAL running around with this thing in my hands. It's kind of cool in that regard. But overall, it's better than the other ones. Not good enough yet again, though. I just really don't think in COD Ghosts tactical rifles were the play. It's just that's not good enough. And the first, no, it's not. I almost just said and the first battle rifle, but we talked about the Sidewinder earlier. Either way, coming in at 31st place, barely missing out in the top 30. And one of the first battle rifles, the second battle rifle, is going to the MTZ 762 from Modern Warfare 23. It's pretty much the MTZ Interceptor, but like full auto. That sounds like, okay, so battle rifles on paper sound absolutely busted because they're pretty much full auto versions of tactical rifles, right? But the problem is the recoil. Even though Modern Warfare 23 and Modern Warfare 22 have like no recoil in them, they actually work smart and gave guns that were full auto that weren't supposed to be full auto insane recoil to balance out the fact that they are like 2 shots full auto guns. And so yeah, the MTZ 762 is like a 2 or 3 shot, sure, because it's a tac rifle that's full auto, but it has a ridiculous amount of recoil and it's super slow handling. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of having a full auto gun. But breaking its way into the top 30 is the gun I was talking about earlier, where I was like, why wouldn't you just use this over the EBR-14, the SO-14 from MW22? Yeah, it's a full auto version of the EBR. It's pretty much a full auto M14. By the way, if you had told me when I was an 11-year-old little lad playing Kino der Toten and struggling to get to round 3 on it, that at some point in Call of Duty we were going to have a full auto M14, I probably would have punched you in the face and then stole your nuts and tied them onto mine, so it looks like I had a double-decker, because I just would not have believed you in the slightest bit. But it is really cool for Call of Duty to add this. I'm going to be honest. Like, battle rifles are actually a really cool addition into new Call of Duties. And the SO-14, while it does feel weak, you know, it's in my average tier, it's an average gun, I don't think it's great. It has a stupid amount of recoil too. It is still a weapon that I'm actually happy exists because it's just kind of cool. Like a full auto M14, that's awesome. Okay, one gun that I'm not too excited to exist, however, coming in at 29th place is the Tempest Torrent from MW22. First of all, I don't know who thought they were cooking when they named this gun, but you were not cooking, friend. Tempest Torrent just sounds goofy. I feel like I'm Torrent. It sounds like I'm playing Elden Ring. I don't like that at all. That name sounds really just like dorky. The gun itself is also kind of bad. It's a semi-auto gun again, finally, but it's one of the better semi-autos for sure, but still nothing where like I'm gonna write home about it, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna write home about any Call of Duty gun, but this one in particular, I'm not, you know, it's just boring. It's a letdown, especially for a DLC gun, man. It is bullpup, which is kind of cool, but that's it. Quite literally, the second after I said that it is bullpup, which is pretty cool, I was like, why did I say that? That's not true. I was thinking of the Cronin Squall in that 1 second there, and I was like, so I just wanted to put it out there. I know what I was talking about. I don't know why I said it's bullpup there, okay? I promise I knew what I was talking about during that entire video, though. I know the Chrono Squall is full auto. I would have said that if we were talking about the Chrono Squall. But I don't know why that just, like, it was like a brain fart. Either way, coming out of 28th place is a DMR 14 from Black Ops Cold War. Like I said, it's just way better than the Type 63 in every single way. I get, like, two-shotted by this thing sometimes. For those who don't know, I'm doing Road to Master Prestige, trying to get to Master Prestige in every Call of Duty. Go check out the videos, man. They're fun videos. But I'm doing Road to Master Prestige, and recently I've been playing mainly Black Ops Cold War because I wanted to unlock all the guns in it. I have none of the guns unlocked because I reset all my accounts in order to make the series more interesting. So I've been playing Black Ops Cold War a lot, and I haven't actually gotten around to using the DMR 14 again, but I did use it when Black Ops Cold War came out. It didn't really remind me of any, like, wasn't really special in the time, but I will say I've been getting kind of reamed by it in Black Ops Cold War, so it's definitely a pretty decent gun. However, coming in at 27th place, and the second game to fall off, I really just don't think this game had that many good ones. It's the M1916 from Call of Duty Vanguard. This is, in my opinion, the best Vanguard DMR, and it's the only one that I have any remembering time with. But obviously, back when Vanguard first came out, I probably used tactical rifles, and so I probably used the M1 Grand. But as of recently, and ever since I reset my accounts and started playing the CODs for the series, the M1916 is the only DMR I've used, and it feels actually relatively good, and it also looks different from like a regular old World War II DMR. I understand that a lot of people love World War II style shooters, and I get it. I do like them too, but I will say some of the like rifles in those games are just kind of boring, and like they all kind of phase into just one after a certain time. Alrighty, and coming in at the number 26 spot, I just took a little bit of a break there. I took some sips of water. Gotta stay hydrated in this weather, man. It's kind of hot out. Either way, it's Lockman 762 from MW22. Don't got much to say about it. It's a battle rifle. It's full auto. You have to use it in order to unlock a lot of the other Lockman weapons, which is really disappointing, honestly, because I don't really think it's that great. Yeah, it just feels very average. It feels like a worse version of an AR. Like the second you unlock the Lockman 5.56, you should probably just use that. It's just better. This gun is just too slow. That's like my main gripe with tactical rifles and marksman rifles, is it's like every time that somebody's like, well, I like tactical rifles, it's like, why don't you just use either an assault rifle or even a sniper rifle if you're like one of the camping types that like to sit back? I don't know, I don't get it. Coming in at 25th place is a statement that I would like to retract immediately, because it's going to the M16 from Call of Duty Black Ops 4. This is the first 3-round burst tactical rifle in this entire list, and in my Black Ops 4 ranking video, I put the M16 really, really high, because at the time I thought it was good, and then I started getting people commenting and being like, the M16 is not that great, and I started playing Black Ops 4 more often, and started realizing, yeah, it's definitely not that great. People were trying to use it against me, and would like 2-burst me, and would never kill me with it. It's just not consistent enough. The damage is just not there. 3-round burst weapons in general are usually very, very hard to use, but some of them are just busted, and then some of them like are just not, and this is just one of those that is just not. And coming in at 24th place, however, and the final one for the average tier before we get into the good tier, is the SOA Subverter from MW23. This is a battle rifle. It's full auto. It shoots extremely slow, though. Might as well just be a single fire, honestly. And it handles very, very, very slow as well. It's kind of the whole thing with battle rifles, tactical rifles, is they are slower handling weapons. My big gripe with the SOA Subverter is just stupidly boring, man. This gun, I could not, like, I don't like how it looks. I don't like how it plays. I don't like anything about the SOA Subverter. I'm actually not really looking forward to getting it gold. It's not even that bad of a weapon. I just think it's just boringly average. But now we are into the good tier. So the tactical rifles and marksman rifles and battle rifles in this tier, they're fine. You know, you'll get away with using them for sure. You're not going to drop any crazy gameplays with them. You're not going to be super excited to play with them, but they're fine weapons and you won't be frustrated using them. 23rd place and the first one for the good tier is the M16 from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I recently was actually just using this just last night in Black Ops Cold War to try and unlock the Carve 2. And it just feels a little bit weak. Like, the AUG is clearly better. The Carve 2 is clearly better. It's a 3-round burst for those who don't know. And yeah, I don't know. It just feels... The burst also, since it is 3-round burst, the AUG is 4-round. It just doesn't feel like it does enough. Coming in at 22nd place, however, finally another semi-auto one. It's been a while since we talked about semi-autos, because obviously, again, most of the semi-autos are towards the bottom of my list, but it's the TAC M from MW22. This is the SCAR. It's a long version of a SCAR. SCAR the long way. And yeah, it's actually really, really fun, honestly. It's weird. I never really expected to enjoy a semi-auto SCAR, but it kind of makes sense, honestly, in a way, and I kind of like it. It's pretty strong as well. It's definitely slower handling, obviously, than the other SCARs in the TAC. I think there's a TAC 5.56 or TAC 50. Oh, TAC 56. That's what it is. That's the assault rifle. And then the TAC V. It's definitely the worst of the TACs, but it's at least kind of cool. And coming in at 21st place, barely missing out on the top 20, is the other gun that I was thinking about when I was talking about the Tempest Torrent for a second. The Cronin Squall from MW22. The reason why I was thinking about it is because they remind me very much of each other because of their names. Their names are both so stupid. I don't understand why Call of Duty Modern Warfare 22 did this. When they added the Cronin Squall and the freaking Tempest Torrent, whoever was naming the guns at the time, fire that man immediately. Cronin Squall. This feels like I'm going to get my lunch money stolen saying that. Like, it's just dorky. Either way, it is a full auto bullpup weapon, which is pretty freaking cool. If I got to give it credit where credit is due. But in terms of actually using it, it doesn't feel that busted. Apparently by the way, this is just multiplayer. I'm not a Warzone player. I've seen people comment below like, oh, will you do a Warzone ranking video? I will not. I haven't played enough Warzone to know anything about the Warzone meta whatsoever. But apparently guns like the Cronin Squall and Tempest Torrent were actually pretty good in Warzone. I wouldn't know. Didn't play that. Sorry. However, breaking its way into the top 20 kind of feels like a little bit of a cheat code nowadays, but it's the SWAT 556 from Black Ops 6. The SWAT has been in a lot of Black Ops games. It first came out in Black Ops 2, then it was remastered in Black Ops 4, and then it was remastered in Black Ops 6, and almost every one of them, they've been 3-round burst. Actually, every one of them, they have been 3-round burst, and in this one, it's 3-round burst as well. At launch, this gun was pretty forgettable, especially because of the AAK 973. The AAK has since been nerfed. I still think that gun is way better, and the SWAT, however, has gotten a full auto attachment for it. The AAK also, I do believe, has that as well, though. But either way, since it is full auto now, you can use it almost like a battle rifle. It feels a little bit better, for sure. The only slight downside is you do have to take an attachment slot to put that full auto on, but it's worth it. You have 5 attachment slots anyways, man. You just stop being greedy. And coming in at 19th place is one of, if not the, it actually might very well could be the, I'm looking real quick just to make sure I'm not spewing any balagna over here. It is the best semi-auto weapon, tactical rifle, I should say, in COD history, in my opinion. It's the DM56 from MW23. It's a G3060 the long way. I don't know why I like this gun so much, but it feels so freaking good. I really enjoy using the DM56. It feels fast-paced. It feels very consistent. It has like almost no recoil whatsoever. It is like stupidly easy to get headshots with this thing too. I don't know. I like the DM56. It also looks really, really cool and unique and weird. It kind of looks like almost, it's going to make no sense unless it does make sense. But it reminds me of like the LC10 in terms of looks. Don't know if anybody's going to understand that, but that's what I think of it. And coming in at 18th place, yeah, I think it's just a little bit better. It's the ABR 223 from Call of Duty Black Ops 4. It's the AUG. Okay, stop with these fancy names, Call of Duty. Who are you fooling? You're not fooling me, because this is an AUG. Either way, yeah, it's a 4-round burst AUG. I think I said 4-round burst was the AUG in Black Ops Cold War. I think I was wrong on that. I'm pretty sure that one's only 3-round burst. It's this one I was thinking of that's 4-round burst. It is just clearly better than the M16 in every single regard in Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 does, like I said, have some pretty freaking good DMRs, and this is definitely not the best, but it's good. It's good enough, you know what I mean? It's also kind of cool. AUGs are always cool. Bullpup, love them. 17th place made me wet my trousers when I first started using it. I'm just going to put it out. I'm just going to be blatantly honest. There was some creamage going on. It's the TAC-V from MW22. This is a battle rifle in MW22, and it's a SCAR, again, just like the TAC-M, TAC-56, but it's full auto with a stupid amount of recoil, but a stupid amount of damage. It's also obviously a little bit slower handling than the TAC-56, but on certain maps, in certain gameplays, I do think this is actually the better option than the TAC-56. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I don't care, but I do. Like, on shipment, I honestly think the TAC-V is a better option than the TAC-56. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Call me crazy right now. I guarantee. I dare you. I dare you. Call me crazy. I'm showing up at your doorstep tomorrow morning. It's really freaking strong in some instances. Now, the recoil does mean that it's a little bit bad at range, so it's kind of weird to find that special spot for this gun. But once you do, it's a busted gun. Coming in at 16th place, I realize people are probably going to be like, if you think it's busted, why is it in the good tier? Because again, you have it's a very situational style gun. It's not busted on every map, but certain maps, certain game modes, it's freaking busted. That's the reason why it's in the good tier. If it was busted on every map, obviously it'd be like the best gun in attack rifles class. Either way, 16th place is the MK2 carbine from Modern Warfare 2019. I don't know why I say it like that. The Mark II carbine. I'm not a freaking poser. These guns are super cool and also kind of annoying at the same time. There's a lot of them, and spoiler alert, we're going to be going over them all pretty much right here because they're all pretty much exactly the same. And what they are is they're lever action, not bolt action. Lever action, sort of sniper rifle stylistic weapons that have obviously a good one-shot hit to potential, but it's only when it's really high. And so most of the time you're hit markering, but it's also stupidly fast to handle. One of the fastest weapons in Call of Duty history to aim down sights with. And so it's a weird feeling. It feels like you're John Marston, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Coming in at 15th place, however, is the Lockwood Mark II from MW22. Feels a little bit faster in this game than it did in MW19. Pretty much exactly the same gun, though. Again, guarantee they probably just use the exact same asset from MW19 and put it in MW22. But yeah, it's the same thing, it's the same formula. It's super fast paced. You're going to get a lot of hit markers with it, and that's the reason why it's not higher in the like amazing tier or something. Because spoiler alert, but obviously guns like the SPR are going to be up there. These ones just the hit markers are just not. They just kind of draw away from it. Even though it's super fast and really fun to use, these guns, man, they're so satisfying to use. Sometimes you literally feel like a cowboy. The fact that you get so many hit markers, it has almost no range whatsoever, just kind of takes away from it. And also you kind of feel like you're cheating using it. I don't know if that's only me, but it doesn't feel like you're actually sniping. It kind of feels like the coward's way out. And coming in at 14th place, the last one for the good tier, by the way, before we get into the amazing tier, is going to the Model 7 from Call of Duty Black Ops 6, our newest ever tactical rifle in Call of Duty. This gun was just added a week ago. There might be some of you guys, because I got a couple old heads, got a couple OGs, some veterans on my channel, so there might be a couple of you guys that don't even know this gun exists. But yeah, it does. It just came out a couple days ago, and it's pretty much the same thing as a Lockwood Mark II and Mark II carbine, but in Black Ops 6, and definitely is better in that game because of the stupidly fast movement in Black Ops 6, the Omni movement, if you will. It definitely feels the best in Black Ops 6 over MW22 and MW19. By the way, I know somebody's gonna be like, they're not the same. I know they're not exactly the same. All right, calm down, partner. They just reminded me of each other. But now we are into the amazing tier. So if you're not using the ones in the best tier in their respective games, these are your second choices for the most part. These are the ones that you would probably strap on, if you're not using the best. And coming in at 13th place, and the first one for the amazing tier, is the FTAC Recon from MW22. Sleeper. Let's just leave it at sleeper. All right, people think that this gun is really, really bad, and I guarantee the reason why is because they never used it and got it leveled up. If you level it up and just get some freaking extended mags on it, it's busted. Yes, the problem is it has 10 rounds in your mag at start, so you will 100% run out of ammo before you kill an enemy. And it does have a stupidly amount of bouncy recoil, but the recoil, because it is bouncy, does come back. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain, but it comes back to where you were shooting, and it will two-shot. It will one-shot sometimes in the head. The FTAC Recon is really, really good, really strong gun. Coming in at 12th place, I did forget to mention one thing about the FTAC Recon, though. Even though I do think it's a strong gun, I do think it's a boring gun. The gun just doesn't look that cool. Either way, coming in at 12th place is the AUG from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Yeah, the AUG obviously has been so weird, dude. The AUG has been in all kinds of classes. As a matter of fact, in Modern Warfare 22, the AUG is in like 3 different classes. It's an AR, it's a SMG, and I believe it's even a DMR or Marksman rifle, whatever, in those games. It's just in all different kinds of classes. There's all kinds of different AUGs, and the Black Ops Cold War AUG definitely feels like one of the strongest AUGs that we've ever gotten. I don't think it's better than like the H-bar, but it's very, very strong. It's a very good weapon. It has almost no recoil whatsoever, and it handles like an assault rifle, which is obviously really, really good. There is one more weapon in Black Ops Cold War I think is better than it, but it's a very strong second. And coming in at 11th place, barely missing out on the wonderful top 10, is going to the S6 Stingray from Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Another gun that some people might not even know exists, and that's sad because it's actually super freaking good, man. For those who don't know, this is a DMR that shoots little rockets, little impact grenades out of the barrel. Doesn't make absolutely any sense whatsoever. Not in the slightest bit, Nelly. Doesn't make any sense. It's literally the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. And at launch, it was as busted as it sounds. Nowadays, it's not as busted as it sounds. They nerfed it. But at launch, the S6 Stingray was literally like unplayable against. Like, people talk about the guns like, I don't know, the AS Val at launch, and that was broken. You don't know broken. The S6 Stingray was just next level. Nowadays it has been nerfed, but it's still really freaking strong, man. If you hit your shots, they're almost dead in 1 to 2 shots all the time. However, breaking its way into the wonderful top 10 is going to an iconic one, the SPR 208 from MW22. Now it's, again, yeah, it was obviously added in MW19, so this is 100% just a reused asset from MW19. And spoiler alert, but the MW19's SPR is not going to be next, actually. And the reason why is because an SPR 208 in MW22 has major competition, whereas in MW19 it doesn't. And so because of that, the SPR in MW22 feels a lot worse. Even though, again, they're probably like the exact same, this one just feels worse than the MW19 one because of the games that they're in. However, coming in at 9th place might make some people mad that it's not first place, because a lot of people freaking glaze these guns to the moon and back, and they are really good, but I don't think they're just the best. It's the CAR 98K from MW23. I forgot to mention with the SPR, but I guarantee everybody knows this already. The SPR is bolt action. It's almost like a little sniper rifle, and same with the CAR 98Ks. These are bolt action pretty much sniper rifles. In MW23, it definitely feels weaker than the other one because of MW23's lineup. Dude, you got the longbow. Dude, you got the Moors. Dude, you got the XRK Stalker. Are you really going to whip out the Kar 98K over those? I don't think you are. I'm just going to be blatantly honest. I really don't. I think it's a little bit weaker than those. Sorry. Coming in at 8th place, however, is definitely this better version, but again, I think they're probably the same assets, if I had to guess. It's the Kar 98K from MW19. I'm putting this one spot higher, even though, again, they feel really very freaking similar, because in MW19, it does kind of make sense to use this one. Again, MW23 has such a strong lineup of like bolt action weapons that you can quick scope with and stuff, whereas MW19 it's really only like this one, the SPR, and the AX50, and so yeah, it gets a one spot higher, but again, they're probably the same thing. Also, I know that these guns are super cool too, by the way. They're obviously, yeah, they're awesome guns. Kar 98Ks are just iconic, but I'm not gonna just use that to just put them up a little bit higher. Also there was one other thing I wanted to say about the Kar 98K, but now I'm kind of forgetting. Yep, can't remember. Coming in at 7th place, I completely forgot what it was I was going to say about the Kar 98K, and it's driving me nuts. I also just got like the most random twitch of all time. That was weird. 7th place, however, is going to the D tier DTIR 30-06 from MW23. It's one of the newest battle rifles, and you know what that means. Every time one of these modern CODs releases a new gun, and it's towards the end of its life cycle, you just know that it's going to be broken for the rest of the time, because they never go back and update it. And every time Call of Duty makes new guns nowadays, they make them stupidly busted. That way you feel like you have to buy stuff so you can get the new guns while they're still busted. And then they usually nerf them, but towards the end of their life cycle, they don't nerf them. So the D tier was one of those weapons. It was added towards the end of its life cycle, and they never nerfed it. It's full auto and absolutely freaking busted. It will literally like two-shot almost every time. It's a really boring gun in terms of like using it, and it's not cool or anything like that, but it is really good. Coming in at 6th place, however, in the final one for the amazing tier, and the third game to fall off, is going to the BAS-B from MW23. It's the best gun, in my opinion, in MW23, and it is a battle rifle. The BAS-B is just so really overall well-rounded. It feels like what the SOA Subverter was trying to do, but just better. It reminds me very much of guns like the Honey Badger. It's a super fast handling weapon. It doesn't have a little bit of recoil, sure, because it is a battle rifle, but it's stupidly strong and handles way faster than a lot of other tactical, almost all other tac rifles and marksman rifles, or battle rifles in that game. It's just really strong. I remember when this game first came out, too, the BAS-B was even busted then. It's definitely a little bit like weaker now because just they've added Superis and freaking static HVs and Moors and all the busted guns, but it's still a good gun that you should definitely go give it a try if you haven't already. All right, but now we are into the best tier. So the 5 guns in this tier are guns where, even though I'm not the biggest tactical rifle fan, even I like using them because they're just that good. And coming in at 5th place is the AEK 973 from Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's the 4th game to drop off here, Black Ops 6. And yeah, it's just really strong. Even the gun like the SWAT 556, which is in my opinion is like the second best. Well, actually, no, did I say the Model 7 was? Yeah, I did say the Model 7 was. So sorry about that. Worst memory of all time. But even guns like that, the Model 7 and SWAT 556, they really just don't really hold a candle to the AEK. The AEK is busted. It was even more broken at launch. This gun was a one burst from anywhere on the map at launch. Nowadays, it does take a little bit longer than one burst. Still really, really good though, especially since the burst happened so fast out of the AEK. Speaking of bursts that might as well not even be bursts because they fire so fast, coming in at 4th place, and the 5th game to drop off here is the Carve 2 from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Black Ops Cold War, again, felt like a really good game, actually, for DMRs. I think that this was like a really good pacing for them, and the maps were perfect for them. And yeah, the Carve 2 is clearly the best one of that. It's a 2-burst, if I remember correctly. Somebody's going to have to correct me in the comments on that. I don't know if I'm 100% correct, but I do believe the Carve 2 is a 2-burst DMR. And it still feels like it freaking melts people. Now, I will say one thing, and it's just blatantly obvious, so I'm just going to get it off my chest, man. It is one of the ugliest guns in Call of Duty history. It literally just looks like a box. It looks like somebody just stomped on a box and tried to put it in a recycling bin, but it didn't go in there. But in terms of using it, it's definitely the strongest in this game. And coming in at 3rd place in the 6th, God, I hate that freaking word. The 6th game to drop off here is going to the SPR 208 from MW19. Again, I think it's clearly the better option than the SPR 208 and MW22, just because of the fact that MW19's competition was way weaker. You know, the Kar 98K, the freaking AX50, and that's pretty much all you have to go against. Maybe the Mark II carbine sometimes, but the SPR 208 in that game also just felt so freaking fast. Now, it does get a little bit more hit markers than guns like the Kar 98K, and definitely guns like the AX50 and HDR and things like that, but it's way, way worth it because of how fast this thing is. People are starting to get annoyed at modern Call of Duty sniping because of guns like this, and I actually totally agree. It's taking kind of the skill out of it. Like, these guns are so fast that it's not even really quick scoping anymore. It's like molecule scoping. However, coming in at second place is just, oh my lord. Yeah, if you haven't played Black Ops 4, because a lot of people I feel like didn't, I feel like this is probably one of the least played CODs. This gun was busted. It's the Swordfish from Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and it's obviously the 7th game here to drop off. But yeah, the Swordfish is... Holy smokes. this thing, it's like, I think it's a 4-round burst, maybe even 5-round burst. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a bullpup, really weird looking, but also kind of cool looking at the same time weapon that will one burst in a 150 health game. That is insane. This game has a stupid amount of health in it, and almost every gun takes a long time to kill people with. Not the Swordfish. This thing is crazy. It's crazy good. It's one of those weapons too where it has a built-in scope on it, which I kind of just like that. I don't know why. Every time they do weapons like that, I'm kind of like, that's cool. Like the EM2 in Black Ops Cold War, the F2000s, obviously. It's just kind of cool. But either way, it is a really, really good freaking gun, and it's cool. However, coming in at first place, and obviously the 8th game to drop off, in my opinion, the best tactical rifle in Call of Duty history, is easily the SAB-50 from Modern Warfare 22. It is quite literally a faster version of the SPR-208. Did you ever think that was even possible? I didn't. The SPR-208 was so fast. This is like, if you haven't used an SAB-50 with full, like, you know, movement mods on it in order to make it as fast as humanly possible, you do not know how easy quickscoping has become. And it sucks because it takes away from people that use things like the MCPR, the XRK Stalker, the Moors, real sniper rifles that still do take a little bit of skill. People just think it's so easy nowadays because of guns like the SAB-50. It is so broken. And yeah, I know it kind of makes me, it kind of sounds like I'm like complaining about it, because it is annoying to go up against, and it is annoying to like see clips of it because it's that easy to use. However, I will be 100% honest, and I'm not gonna lie to you, when I use the SAB-50, oh my god, I have the time of my life. It is so good. It is so freaking broken, it's unbelievable. It's faster than SMGs, has a faster ADS time than pistols, and has more damage than some of the sniper rifles. It is insane. It obviously doesn't have any range, and the idle sway is obviously horrible and things like that, but you're not using it for that anyways. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video, ranking every single tactical rifle in Call of Duty history from worst to best. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels. And guys, real big thank you yet again for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. That is insane. This channel is growing at a stupid pace. It is growing so fast that it should be racing against Ricky Bobby right now. It is absolutely insane how fast this channel is growing, and I couldn't thank you guys enough, man. I am trying my best. It is, not only is it like cool to see the numbers obviously, but I'm also having probably the most amount of fun I've ever had on YouTube making videos. It is so fun to make I have like literally probably 50 more video ideas written out on my laptop right now, and every single one of them I think are going to be fun to do. Some of them I can't really do right now, like I have playing hide and seek in every Call of Duty. Obviously I can't really do that right now because I don't have a big enough following to do like host a hide and seek, but either way, most of them are possible right now, and I literally, like, every time I look at them, I'm always like, which one do I want to do? And I just kind of pick one and do it, and it's just so much fun to do videos right now. It's insane. So thank you guys so much. This channel's awesome. I love it. I love you guys. It is a grand old time. Now obviously the next ranking all weapons in a certain class video again is going to take a little bit of time before we make it, but I don't know which one we're going to do. Let me know if anybody has an idea which one you guys would like to see me rank next in the comments. Obviously the assault rifles class is probably the biggest class in Call of Duty history, so that one would take a very long time. So if somebody does end up doing that, the video probably won't be live for like another 2 weeks, because although I say that, and then every time I say that, I come out with another video in like the next 4 days because I just have fun doing it. And so maybe, I don't know, but either way, if it is that one, obviously it will take a little bit more time. But if it's LMGs, shotguns, snipers, launchers, melees, or specials, maybe I might be able to get it out by the end of this week. Maybe I might be able to do it. But either way, yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking. I think I kind of want to get the launchers out of the way because it's obviously a really boring class, and I don't know. I feel like I mean I gotta do it. I'm a completionist, so we're gonna rank all the launchers. We're gonna do it, but I feel like I should just rip off the band-aid, just rank off all the launchers, because it's just such a boring class, man. No one's gonna want to watch that. And so yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do that next. It's also a quick one too, though. There's not that many launchers obviously in COD history, so it should be pretty fast. But yeah, again, I don't know. We'll see what we're thinking there. If we do the launchers next, that means we gotta follow it up with a banger, though, which means that we might do the assault rifles or snipers. I think those are the two big classes that are remaining. I don't know how many people are going to be interested in shotguns and LMGs. It's going to be kind of weird to see. Either way, I'm talking to myself literally about my own channel right now. This is so stupid. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.